Hi everybody, welcome to the first edition of It Takes a Village to Survive COVID-19. Here I am in my workroom. I am in here a lot because in a family of four, living with four other people, you really need to try and find your own space. For those Dexter fans, don't be alarmed. The walls are just in the garage to prevent sawdust from going everywhere. We're going to take a look at a few things today. First thing I want to do is have a little shout out. Shout out to all our frontline workers in our community, our healthcare workers, our food service workers, our maintenance workers, and all other workers who have continued to work during this shutdown. Thanks for all you have done. Our second shout out goes to Mr. Irwin. Mr. Irwin, during lockdown, he recorded a new song called Strange Times in the City. See the link at the end of the video and give yourself a listen. Lastly, a shout out to one of our grade 8 students, Ariel. Ariel completed the 26.2 miles of the virtual Inca Trail Marathon, doing a walk and run in 8 days. Now that's commitment. Next, we have an interview with Miss Bedard. Okay, imagine being a principal in these times in a situation where it hasn't happened before.
None other than our amazing principal, Miss Bedard. And we're going to find out how she is doing during our quarantine. So, Miss Bedard, how are you? Good morning.
I am doing really well. Hello, how are you?
I'm doing all right. We're doing okay here. We're having lots of fun at home, but you know, we just want to reach out to our friends in the AVPS community and see how you're doing. So if you don't mind, what are two of the important things you're doing every day at home to be the AVPS principal?
Well, that's a great question, Mr. Swibris. The first thing I do is I make sure I stay really positive and connected. I really miss seeing the students and the parents and teachers in person. That's something that's been a little bit tough for sure. Because it's always been a special part of my day to share the smiles and friendly words with people. So that's really missing, to see everybody in person. And it's really important that I take time to sort of make sure I'm positive and hopeful that we'll be back together soon and everybody stays healthy and strong. So even though I can't be in the building right now, I spend the day trying to connect with as many people as possible virtually or on the phone. Before COVID, I actually never really used Skype or Zoom. Those were not things I used. I thought they were for the teenagers because I have teenagers at home who use those. But now since the March break, I've realized you can really continue with many aspects of the job using those tools. Might have a cat or dog beside you, but it certainly helps you to get a lot of the job done, which is really great. And I also make sure at the end of the day, I go out for some fresh air, some walks or a run in the early evening, because we're all right now spending a lot of time in front of the screens, which is not always the healthiest. So it's important to step away from that and experience outside for a bit and do some really thinking, clear your head, and really appreciate the day, even whether it's sunny or snowing in May, which it has been. So those are the things I'm working on right now.
Yeah, for sure. Those tools are great. I know we're using them a lot here, but it is nice to get out. And I think I've seen all the streets in my neighborhood a few times. So it is nice to get out for a walk. But just before we go, do you have a special message or a quick message for our Vipers family?
I actually do. I was thinking back to every day at school, and I often started the day with announcements with a quote. And I came across this quote I wanted to share because I really loved it. So the quote's by Gandhi, actually, and it reads, "The future depends on what we do in the present." And I thought that was really quite a beautiful quote. And I love this because although it's hard for all of us to be confined to our homes right now and away from our friends and the family and school, we're making such a positive difference in the world and saving lives by being home. So it just reiterates that our choices today and our sacrifices right now are helping make a much better tomorrow for everyone. So I'm really personally admiring our young people right now who are showing the strength to be able to stay home and do that and do their work from home. That takes a lot of resilience and a lot of personal strength. So I'm very proud of our students and our staff as well, and look forward to seeing you soon, Vipers.
All right. Thanks a lot, Mrs. Bedard. Have a safe day, and we'll talk to you soon.
Thank you. You as well.
Bye.
Thanks, Mr. Swyrose. Next, we're going to hear from Miss Hearn, and she has some ideas for us to do to keep from getting bored.
Hi AVPS, today I'm going to be telling you some tips and tricks to not get bored during self-isolation at home. So these are some ways that you can still have fun but stay safe. First thing I'm going to talk to you about is the You Rock Challenge that was developed by students. What they were doing was finding rocks outside, and they decided to paint them. And after they had painted them, they either left them on the doorsteps of their neighbors to spread the joy, or they created rock gardens at their own homes. So this is a great way to do something creative at home and use found materials and spread some joy at the same time. So if you'd like to be a part of that, you can always search up the You Rock Challenge and be a part of that as well. Another tip or trick that you can do while at home is learn to play an instrument. And it could be an instrument that your parents might have at home. Maybe there's a piano or a guitar at home. Or if you don't have instruments at home, you can make your own homemade instrument. You can create your own homemade tambourine, a paper plate banjo, or a water xylophone. So today I'm going to be demonstrating for you a water xylophone using 3 different glasses filled to different heights, you can see there. So they are filled up at different levels. You can always add more glasses, take water away, remove water. That's what helps the sound. So with that, you can create something like this. And again, that's something very basic that you can do really quickly at home, and it's getting some music into your life as well. So that is an option and an opportunity, and you can also do this and create this with objects found at home. Another idea for you to not get bored in self-isolation is to make your own homemade board games. You can do this using cardboard found at home, or you can even try and create your own life-size board game. You can do this with some sidewalk chalk in your driveway. And the best part about creating your own board game is you get to make the rules. So this could be a fun activity for you to encourage your family to participate, and you could all have a lot of fun with this one evening. And if any of these ideas ever fail, what you can do is create your own indoor fort or have your own indoor camping trip with your family. So you can always use pillows, sheets, couch cushions, or you can even take a tent that you usually camp with outside, bring it indoors, and it can make a fun adventure at night. Pop some popcorn, and my recommendations for this week on Netflix, Space Jam is a great one to watch as a family. Or if you're looking for some family karaoke, check out Disney Plus for the Disney Family Sing-Along. Now I want to show you a quick clip of some students who decided to take their boredom to a completely different level and decided to have a lot of fun at home by creating their own trick shots. So a trick shot is taking a very basic thing like throwing a ball into a cup and making it that much more challenging. So these students have been doing things like throwing a basketball into a net from behind. They've been using a tennis racket to hit a tennis ball back and forth between each other, only to have it go in on the 7th hit. They've been doing a lot of different tricks in order to get the best trick shot possible. So stay tuned for this video that they have of getting a ball into a cup. Have a great week, everyone.
This one took an hour and a half until they got the perfect shot.
Thanks, Lindsay. I love the perseverance of those students who did the drop challenge. Next, we're going to hear from Mr. Swyrose with some important fitness tips.
Hey folks, Mr. Swyrose here with your Fitness Minute. You know, Mr. Kantz and I have been sending some stuff home for you guys. We want to make sure you're doing it properly. So today I'm going to show you how to do a proper wall sit. Now you got to find a good solid wall in your house to do this. And what I'm going to show you first is how not to do a wall sit. So when you get up against the wall, you don't want to just be leaning against the wall or sitting down and leaning this way. You want to get your back right up against the wall and get your body down so that your legs make a nice 90-degree angle there. And once you're in that position, you want to hold it. And you can do it 2 ways. You can do it as an interval, which means you hold it for, say, 10 seconds, 8, 9, 10, and take a break, and then drop back down again and do it for 10 more seconds. Or you can do it as an endurance activity. So you get in that wall sit, and you sit here as long as you can until you can't hold your wall sit anymore. But you got to make sure that your back is nice and straight and you're in that 90-degree angle. And that's how you do a proper wall sit.
Celebrating a birthday usually involves family and friends, which you really can't do right now. We're going to share a few Alton Village birthdays from March and give them a big happy birthday shout out. Thanks for watching. If you have any suggestions, feel free to email myself, Mr. Swibrows, Miss Hearn. Let's make sure we look after each other and check in on family and friends as much as possible. Stay active, stay healthy, stay safe. See you next week.
Getting constant reminders that the times have changed. The mental's deranged, the body's out of sync. Days melt together, not sure how to think. Can no longer rely on a trusty routine. Gotta knuckle up to deal with the new scene. Looking at this ghost town, the specials in my ear. Trying to maintain as we wrestle with the fear. Not so simple now in this day.